Have you been considering getting into the FBA Amazon online shopping game? Well, you'll want to stick around in this video because I'm about to tell you about the online shipping scams and how I got scammed out of over $2,500. So stick around. I'm Sharon Lee of fearlesspursuits.com, and you are watching Fearless and PowerTube. This is the place to be for entrepreneurs who want to grow their business online and work on their minds. And in this video, I'm going to be doing a little storytelling on how I got scammed out of over $2,500 in Amazon FBA business and how you can avoid it. So first, I'll tell you the story and tell you how you can avoid the same mistake that I made. It turns out that I did not vet my supplier nearly as well as I should have, which is what I'm going to help you do here in a moment. So last May, my fiance and I decided that we wanted to have our own FBA Amazon fitness product store. And we decided that we would go in and buy our own products, and that went really well. We bought our products, we had our brand put on it, our logo on it. We were so excited. We made videos, we took pictures, and we were super excited about getting this product going and getting it over on Amazon. I did all the research and I figured out how to do it all, and it was a headache. Let me tell you, getting started with FBA, having all of that process figured out, and then the nightmare happened. I contacted someone. They looked really good online, but in fact, they were a scammer. They have a money-back guarantee, and I'm going to tell you who they are so that you can avoid working with them. If you're working with them, stop now because it's a scam. They look really great on Facebook. They look really great online. They've got a 5-star rating on Facebook. They go in all the groups, and they even have planted people giving them reviews. And let me tell you, when I got scammed, I started to do a little snooping, and I found a lot of unhappy customers. So this company is called Marshall Linux, and I will leave their name here in the comments below. And I have no qualms at all about telling you who the company is because I don't want you to get scammed like I did. As I said, they were really fantastic with the quote process. They came in right around the same price that everyone else did. They seemed to know their stuff when it came to working with Amazon and the shipping products, and they seemed to be really, really helpful. I paid them, and they arranged to have someone go to my manufacturer and pick up my products. And then it got quiet. They still communicated with me to let me know that they would give me a tracking number once it hit the States. And the problem was that a lot of time had passed, and I was on them constantly with emails. And they would respond to me telling me that there was nothing wrong and it just takes a little while. And I knew that it would because it happened to be by sea. You have the option of going by air or by sea. We went with sea. And I understood that it would take a while for it to come here, especially since we were dealing with the whole global crisis, if you know what I mean. And I didn't have a problem waiting. And then after a while, they told me that there was a problem, a little holdup in customs, and they never seemed to get that resolved. And months went by. I still had communication with them back and forth. And yet it started to trail off, and they were just putting me off and putting me off. And in fact, they never intended on giving me my products. I contacted some people that I knew, and I started hounding them on their Facebook page. They banned me, and they didn't want me to have any other communication because I was actually communicating with other people that came out of the woodwork saying that they also had a problem and that their money-back guarantee was absolutely worthless. So how can you avoid working with a company like Marshall Linux? How can you avoid getting scammed by a shipper with your own FBA business? Well, number one, you definitely want to take a look at the size of their business. You want to see if they're listed with the Better Business Bureau and what their rating is. And now let me tell you, after all of this that's happened to me, I would definitely not use a company that was not listed with the Better Business Bureau. This company happened to be a China-based company. It's very difficult, unfortunately, to get your money back when you're dealing with a company from China. So I definitely recommend that you should work with a company that has a good rating with the Better Business Bureau, but don't make that your sole resource. Another thing is, don't use pricing as your sole factor for choosing your freight forwarder. We realize that a lot of people are choosing freight forwarders based on the price. Don't do that. We definitely want to use a freight forwarder that knows their stuff, that has a good reputation. Maybe go to the Facebook groups and ask people if they've used the group, although we know that they are planting people there and saying, yes, they're a good company, when in reality, they are just lying. So don't use that as your sole resource either. Now, there are organizations that you can use that actually vet the people for you. A company that you can consider working with is called freightpros.com. What they do is they vet them for you. So this is where you could actually go and put your bid in and have the other freight forwarders bid for your job. And in this way, you know that these companies that you would be working with that have already been vetted by Freight Pros by certain standards. These shipping companies that work with Freight Pros, for example, they have to fill out an application process, and all of the information is stored in what they call their DAT, which is their database. All of these things go into consideration with the data that they get their application. This gives all sorts of history that you can look at. Never rush this process. That would probably be the last tip that I have. Never rush this process. I know that you're excited to get your product down to Amazon warehouse so that you can start making money. But the thing is that this is probably one of the most important processes that most people don't talk about. You hear a lot of people talking about how to choose your niche, how to choose your product, when in reality, that may be important, but you're going to lose your shirt if you don't spend time looking at the third-party suppliers that you're going to be using as you're going through this process. So take it from me. You want to take some time with this process and only work with people who have a great safety rating. Now, I hope I didn't scare you away from FBA business, because it can be phenomenal. However, I did create a video about the 8 most profitable online businesses that you can start today, and I'll leave that link here in the comments and in the description below so that you can watch that video in case you're still on the fence and you're thinking about other types of online businesses. This is Sharon Lee. Until next week, I'm out.